Hello everyone, this is Melzario with Melzario Design. Welcome to my channel. This is part 4 of a 10-part series. We're doing 3D CAD designs. Um, if you've been following along, I appreciate you. Uh, Hopefully, you stick with it till, the last part, which is part 10. Um, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Hope you enjoy the content. Like and subscribe. I could, use the support. I appreciate it. Appreciate any support I could get. Let's get started. I'll go to the top view. With drawings, I like to, if it's broken up a certain way, like normally it's a base of a part and then everything else just kind of stacks on top of it. So I like to work from the center and just kind of branch off from there. So we'll start with the OD, which makes up half of the part. You'll see what I mean. So this is the origin. We're going to sketch on this plane. Left click on create sketch. Left click on that face there. And now we're sketching on at top view. You see that here with this box here, this view box. All right, so we'll start with the outer diameter and we can kind of break it down from there, okay? Center diameter. Now the outer diameter, if you look at the drawing, it calls for a radius of 40, which for a diameter is times 2 equals 80. So we just type in 80 millimeter. And I like to note also that I'm working in metric and not imperial or SAE. So if you go here to your document settings, you can alter your units here. So we're working in millimeters. All right, so we have that, and now the inside diameter is going to be 40. Radius is 20, diameter is 40, so we're going to type in 40. Okay, good. So your drawing should look like that. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to draw the rest of the part here. So if you look at the drawing, right, the width of the drawing is 80 millimeters because of the diameter, right? The diameter, the outer diameter of this circle here is 80 because radius is 40. So the width of the part is 80. The length of it is 130. Well, actually, it's a little bit more than that. It will be 170, I believe. But, or is it 150? I think it's 170. Yeah, it's 170. The line segment carries from the center diameter, it's the center of the big diameter, well, of the diameters, right? So if you drag your mouse from the center, kind of drag it over to this tangent here, you see how it snapped? Left click that and drive it up, right? So you just kind of hover, you're not pressing anything. So that number reads 130. I don't know why I did that. Oh, that's the angle. It's messing up. Let's try that again. All right, so 130, enter. Okay, so that's what we want. And then you just do the same thing on the other side. You drag it from the center of the diameters. Click. 130. Enter. Same thing. Enter. Okay. Alright. So that'll complete that step. Now we want to get rid of the axis. Go to trim. Left click trim. Get rid of that. And we'll keep that there because that's by design. All right, now what we want to do, we're going to draw in some construction lines. This is going to help simplify the process. Go over to line type, go back to line segment. We're going to carry it from the center of the diameters. We're going to carry all the way up. You see how it locked it in, the constraint for the midpoint. Okay, you see it'll look just like these icons up here. You got even more down here too. I think it's the same ones. Yeah, so Now we're going to extrude this profile. So let's go ahead and finish the sketch. Okay. Let's go ahead and orbit. You hold down the shift key and hold down the middle button on the mouse, and it's going to allow you to orbit. Now you extrude this profile. Left click it, you see I highlight blue. Go ahead and click extrude, and it goes up 20 millimeters. There you have it. All right, so that's the first step. We have the base of the part here. Now we got to break it down, okay? So in order to do that, we're going to draw on this surface. So left click this face. You see how it highlights? Left click it. We're going to sketch, create sketch, and it's going to allow us to draw on his face. Now we got to break it down. Now, when we go to sketch, everything is going to go up on his face, and we'll be able to extrude from there. Select line. Okay. Oh, let's, what we want to do is project this face. All right, so I went down to create, project, and project. Click that, and it pops up. It gives you the choice of choosing a specified entity, or you can just do the whole body. With something like this, we don't have much going on right now, so we just do a specified entity. Press OK, and there we go. So the lines that we draw corresponds with the face that we're on right now, which is good. This is just what we want. All right, so according to the drawing, the space, and you see how it snaps. That's what we want. That's why I did a projection. So you want to snap from center line and go over 20. Okay. Then we want to do the same thing on the other side. Go over 20. Okay. Now we want to go 24. Okay. And then from there, from that point, we want to go 38. Okay. Now, from that point, well, actually, let's see. Easy way to do it. We can go back to that first point of this line, click on it, and drag it down, and we're going to do 80. Okay. That way, we don't have to do too much math. Because depending on the field of work you do, or you know where you at, if you decide to get into this real heavy, there are time constraints. So you don't want to spend too much time, you know, wasted motion, wasted energy, or whatever. You just want to, you know, throw all your measurements in, extrude, you know, just make the part as quickly, as efficiently as you can. So if you can avoid having to do extra math, then that will help. But if you want to do the extra math, like in your head, whatever, for practice, like let's say the distance from here to here is 80, but the distance from here to this part is 24 and 38. So if you do like quick math, let's say 24 plus 38 equals 62 minus 80, and you get 18. So that means this segment here will be, wait a second, see if I click on it. It'll be 18. The distance from this point to this point be 18. So that's the point I want to make. Like you could do all that, or you could just start from that point and just, you know, just follow the drawing pretty much. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side, except we won't have to do the in-between segments because that's already set. So I clicked on this end segment. I'm going to drag it up to this segment, and the program allows you to drag it down as a parameter. It's kind of locked in. And you see how I locked it in at 40 millimeters? Go ahead, left click it again, connect it, you're good to go. Now, with these segments in between, like let's say the 24 measurement that we put in, you can just take that click it. You just drag it over because we're going to trim at the end before we do some extrusions. Same thing here. Click, 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 and then click. There you go. All right, so let's go ahead and start trimming. So let's trim. We're going to trim this, and we're going to trim this here. We're going to leave these as is. Well, we can trim that too. Let's see. No, let's put it back. Okay, good, because we want to be able to extrude all of these as individual segments, okay? I mean, individual profiles. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Let's finish the sketch. There we go. So you see how those profiles still highlight when you hover? That's exactly what we want. Now we take the distance. Let's see. Okay, now we gotta do some math, and this is why I was saying, like, you know, just do the math when it's like really necessary. You should be able to do a lot of it in your head. So let's say the base, right, has a height of 20, but the overall height of the part is 100. That means we will have to extrude these ends here 80 millimeters. Okay, I'm gonna show you how to do that. So left click extrude and just click on each one while holding the shift key. Start dragging up. Okay, and on the over here, the operation, we want new body. Okay, so we're going to drag up and it's going to be 80. Click enter. Now when you finish your extrusion, it's going to take out the sketches. Like they're there, but they're invisible, so you gotta put it back. So you go down, click the down menu, sketch. So you see how we got that back. Now let's see. Honestly, it's a better way to even do that. Give me 1 second. Okay, I got an even better idea. So let's simplify a little more because we just kind of complicated some things. Let's backspace. All right, now let's do the ends. So let's go back to extrude. Left click. We're going to do the ends first because these actually go the highest on a part. I don't know why I just did that. Let me try that again. There we go. Extrude 80, enter. There we go. Now we have this drop down menu. We wanted to bring it back. We're only going to go up. Let's see. Let's do this one. Okay, so let's see. 80, we're going to do, okay, 80 is the distance, the total distance for what I have highlighted here, these pillars, right? But the this extrusion only goes up so far. We have to do because what's left of the extrusion will be 48, right? That's what the measurement calls for when you cut the pillars. So we're going to do some math. 80 is above the platform minus 48, you get 32. So we want to only extrude this going up 32 millimeters. Remember, do it as a new body. Press enter. All right, so we're getting there. Now, let's see. 20 from 80. So the little pillars here, we have to break those down even more, right? Well, we could leave those as is, but see this, what I have highlighted, only goes up so far. Okay, so it only goes up, according to the drawing, looks like 60 millimeters. The number I got, what's left of the extrusion is 20, right? You see that 20 millimeters on the drawing. So again, above this platform is 80. The total distance is 80 millimeters. You subtract 20, you get 60. So you want to extrude those two profiles Make sure it's new body, and you only want to go up 60 mil. There you go. Okay. And now, let's see. That's how the drawing should look. We're actually almost done. Okay. Here we go. Now, let's draw right on this plane. Left click on this profile, this face, create sketch, and it's going to allow us to draw right on this face here. Okay, we're going to do that little triangle that's 25 by, forget what the measurement is, 48, 80, 48, 22. Let's see. Let me do some quick math here. Yep, 32. Okay. All right. So, we're going to click on line, make it a construction line, and we're going to carry it from the center of this inside diameter up to this level, this point here. But remember, we can't do that just yet because all of these segments, they're not included in our sketch yet to be able to manipulate. So while we're in the top view, you want to click on create, project, and we want to just project this face. Okay. Press OK, and you see everything is selectable now. So we want to make it, we want to try that again. Make sure it's a construction line. Carry it from the center, carry it up. There it is. You see how I went to that point? That's why we need to project, so we'll be able to manipulate the surfaces that we're drawing on. Well, you know, use them as parameters, constraints, things like that. So kind of hover over that point, go over, and you see how it's perpendicular now. Press enter, well, left click to confirm. And now we want to do the actual triangle. Okay. So actually, let's snap out of this. Let's cancel. Okay. Now we want to do, let's do a couple more construction lines. So the center, let's see, from center, the width of that little triangle piece is 5. Well, the total width is 10, but since we're splitting it into 2, it's 5. So go ahead and click that, drag it over, 5 mil. Want to do the same thing here. Okay. Now the distance, the length of that little triangle in between the inside diameter here and this wall is 25 millimeters. So you only go down 25 mil. But see, we don't need construction lines for that. Go ahead, drop out of that, turn off the construction line, click on line, and you want to just drag it down and type in 25, and then do the same thing on the other side since we already did our construction lines. And then if you connect the two, it should come up as its own profile. Okay, let's see if it worked. Not quite. Let's back up one step. Let's go back to our sketch. Alright, so I just hit Control Z a couple times. That took us back to our sketch. Let's draw one more segment because we want to be able to highlight this box here so we can extrude it. So let's connect this. There it is. Finish sketch. Alright. Alright, so that worked out. Now, it's going to be a little tricky because it's trying to highlight both at the same time. You might be able to move the mouse a little bit to highlight just this specific profile. If you can, go ahead, left click it, extrude it. And here's the cool part about this program. When you go to extrude out, you can set up the max to an adjacent surface. So let's say, let's make sure it's new body. And let's say you want to go to this surface, you just click this face and it'll just automatically go to that face. Okay. All right, so this is what we have so far. Let's go into isometric. So that's what we have so far. All right, you're making progress. Literally, after completing this part, there's one more step, and it's pretty easy. All right, so the next step, we get right to it. We need to cut this in half from one corner to the other corner, right? And we're going to use the same method as before, where we just draw right on the surface. So we're going to create a sketch right on his face, and there you have it. Next, we go down to create, project, include. We're going to project, and we want to project his face only. We want to keep it simple. Now we're going to draw a line. You select line, make sure there's no construction line. You just simply go from one end to the other. You finish the sketch, and there you have it. So you see, it's a profile, it's a selectable profile. Now you go to extrude, select this profile, and it's going to automatically carry through as a cut operation. You see that? Orbit, look around. Boom, there you have it. All right, so we have that done. Now we have one more step to do, and we have to, that is to put that ID, that tunnel that goes through this little section here of the part. Okay. What we could do too, technically, this is one part. There's some intersections, so we should be able to combine. Let's see if we can combine. Join. There we go. Very good. Let's combine this too. There we go. All right. All right. So that cleaned it up a bit. Like if you wanted to, let's see. Oh, it's all one body. Okay, good. Like, let's say if you wanted to like 3D print this or something like that, you could, as long as it's a full model. All right, so let's get right to this. The reason I did that was because we had to simplify the surface so we can draw on it. That's exactly what we're going to do. Now, let's see here. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be the center of this box here. So let's go ahead and get a face going. We're going to create sketch. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. Go down to project. Wait a second, I did that wrong. Let me try that again. Okay, all right, there it is. All right, we're good to go. Now we can draw on it. So let's go to the midpoint. We're going to do a construction line. Midpoint, you see the little icon came up. You're just going to drag it down to this line here. Okay, so, confirm it. And now what we have to do is set a parameter. So the next parameter is going to be 20 millimeters up. Okay, so like that, 20. There's a couple ways to do it, but let's see. Okay. All right, there it is. So let's turn off the construction line. We're going to go to center diameter circle. We're going to go right to the center. Well, you know, that point we just landed. And the radius calls for 24 millimeters. We're going to do 48 for the diameter. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to carry the a line from each tangent. Way to do that, again, you go back to the center, go over, lock it in, confirm it, and then carry it down just like that. The same thing, you can carry it from this side all the way over to this side. Left click, carry it down, let it snap, left click again, and you're good to go. And then we can trim. Okay. Finish. All right, so you see it's selectable now. It's its own, we can select this profile. And then we're going to do the same thing. Let's orbit out of it so we can see what's going on. Extrude. And we're going to drag this arrow all the way through. And you can see it on the other side. Press OK. And we're good to go. That's it. Let's turn off the sketches. We have a solid item here. A solid part. So that concludes part 4